I gotta work out again today, man. Good morning. Gotta step my workout cardio game up. Gotta step it up, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I slept okay, man. I got some sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night though, but then I went back to sleep. I went back to sleep. We gotta do a lot of running today, man. We're doing sprints. Cause I done put on a few pounds already since my injury. I put on like 3 or 4 pounds. We gotta drop that motherfucker. We gotta drop them motherfuckers. My legs, man. Shit. They don't move in the morning like they used to. Getting old. I want to talk about why some men won't make it, man. Some men won't make it. Some men won't make it. I'm gonna tell you something real quick in a minute. Hold on. Got to piss. Some men won't make it because they don't have the discipline to stay disciplined for years at a time. It takes years to get a bag, man. To become wealthy and rich and stuff like that. We talking about a long road of everyday hustling, bro. You know, can you stay consistent for 5 or 6, 7 years? You know what I'm saying? Doing the same thing over and over again every single day. You know, a lot of guys ain't got that in them, man. Then, you know, they're not gonna see a bag in this lifetime. Some dudes won't make it out of this situation, and some will. You know, but it's all about the determination and the will. You know, some guys ain't got that in them to stay focused for 5 or 10 years straight until they make something of themselves. Like I said, I was looking at Jean-Claude Van Damme's his story, and it took him 5 years to get into Hollywood. That's a lot of years to be staying focused on something. You feel what I'm saying? But it was worth it, man. He ended up becoming a big time movie star. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers struggle to get into that industry because there's so much competition for them roles, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep trying, eventually a door is gonna open. But you gotta keep trying and never giving up. You gotta keep trying and don't give up. You feel what I'm saying? Gotta keep trying. But if you give up, that'll be the end of your dream. But it has to be a big dream of yours. It can't be like something that, you know, that you're not passionate about, or, you know what I'm saying? It can't be something like you're just doing it as a hobby or something on the side. It has to be a big dream. Your life, your whole entire life gotta be dedicated to chasing that dream, bro. A lot of guys lack passion, man. That's the reason why they're not gonna make it, man. They lack passion. They're not passionate for it. They don't want it bad enough. Just like 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying, bro. That's passion right there. To die trying to get rich because you don't want to stay poor. Get rich or die trying. Some guys won't get there. They'll go to their grave without a bag, man. Like, they'll never experience what it's like to be wealthy or rich because they don't have this determination. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have the will. They don't have the drive. You know, they was raised by single mothers that told them that they didn't have to work hard and they don't have to compete against other men. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a strong father figure in their life. I'm looking at some of these leftover men channels and they're getting up there and they're complaining about the situation. So, oh, well, you know, it's all about who's got the most money, who got the biggest car, who got the biggest house. You know, everybody's competing with each other. You know, more, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, yeah, it's a competition out here. Yes, we have to compete against other men or we're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it if you're not competitive, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you have to compete against other men to rule, man. That's just the way it is. It's the way it is. You have to compete against other men. You have to get that bank account on swole, man. You gotta get the bag. You feel me? You got to. When you compete, man, it's gonna force you to get out there and become something, right? Like you're trying to hit a jackpot, that's competing. You're trying to make it into Hollywood, that's competing. Once you get these things, once you obtain what you want to get, then you become a competitor, a fierce competitor. Meaning that, hey, you ain't gonna be eating at the bottom of the ocean floor. You ain't gonna be eating scraps, leftovers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be eating the finest things in life. You feel what I'm saying, dude? Yeah, we gotta compete against Chad, Tyrone. We gotta compete against all of them. You gotta save the girl, man. Just like the Karate Kid, bro. Karate Kid Part 2. You know what I'm saying? You gotta save the girl. That means you gotta fight that dude at the end of the Karate Kid Part 2, or the bad guy and Karate Kid Part 2. You gotta fight him. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get your skills up to fight that guy. The guy that's trying to take your life from you. The guy who's trying to take your woman from you. The guy who's trying to take resources from you. You have to fight him. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta fight him. It's one big race out here, bro. And you gotta be on your march, get set, go. You feel what I'm saying? It's one big race out here, and you gotta be out here sprinting every single day, practicing, running around the track. You know what I'm saying? Doing squats, getting your legs ready. You know what I'm saying? Competing every single day, bro. It's one big competition out here. We are competing against each other for women, bro. That's why the West is so goddamn hard to get a woman, because there's your competition they out here, bro. They're getting money. They're getting nice cars. They're getting houses. They're making tons of money out here, bro. Out here in California. All these techies, those are your competition right there. The techies are the enemy to me, man. That's my competition. Once I get a few jackpots in my bank account, and then I'll be able to compete with these motherfuckers, bro. I'm like, you ain't taking my woman away from me, you techie. I can compete with these motherfuckers on every single level. You see what I'm saying? Because ever since you motherfucking techie showed up on the scene, it's been a highly competitive date market for sure. And a lot of guys are not getting laid. A lot of guys are not getting women. A lot of guys are not getting sex on a regular basis because of you motherfuckers. So what you got to do is you got to step your money game up so you can compete with them other dudes, bro. And then you be in the top 20%. But it takes a lot of discipline. You feel what I'm saying? It takes a lot of discipline. A lot of guys ain't got that, bro. They ain't got it in them. Because I'm looking at these leftover men channels, and the leftover men are like, well, just gonna have to stay single forever. Gonna have to, I can't compete. I'm gonna stay single. This is it. I'm done. I'm finished. A finished product. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you're invisible if you don't have money, if you don't have status, if you don't, bro, you gotta get out there and get it, bro. The opportunity is out there, bro. It's just a lot of niggas are lazy, bro. That's another thing. A lot of niggas is lazy, bro. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to concentrate on something for long periods of time. It's like, if you're going after an acting career, you gotta sit there, you gotta read that script, and you gotta fucking act it out and do a good job at it. And if you don't get the part. So then, fuck it. You don't get that part, you move on to the next one. And keep going and keep going. Like my sister's boyfriend, he was supposed to have He's supposed to have played that part with Oscar Grant called the Fruitvale Station. He's supposed to play that part, man, in that movie. But the director was like, oh well, you don't have the acting skills that we want, so we're gonna have to go with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan got that part. My sister's boyfriend didn't, but he gave up. He didn't want to pursue acting no more. So now he's still not living the dream anymore. He gave up. You know what I'm saying? He could have probably been made it in Hollywood by now, bro. But he gave up. That's the biggest thing a lot of niggas do. They give up. And they don't want to fight. They don't want to compete against other men. Why? Because it's too hard. You know what I'm saying? It takes too long. Like, oh, nah, man. Sometimes it might take years to get your break. Sometimes it may take years to get another jackpot. It takes years to accomplish anything. But once you get there, man, you know, it's all worth the fucking goddamn struggle, man. You feel what I'm saying? So no, there's no escaping from competing with other men. There's no escape from that. Because if you don't, we're talking about a life of loneliness you will be. You feel what I'm saying? A life of solitude, loneliness, you're going to have to deal with. Yeah, they punish men who don't get the bag. You're going to be by yourself, nigga. For the rest of your life until you die, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to work out today. We're going to do some sprints. We're going to do some push-ups and sprints today. Push-up, sprint. Push-up, sprint. Push-up, sprint. And cartwheels. Capoeira. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some working out today. We need 2 days in a row, baby. Come on, man. We gotta get 2 days in a row in. And then we take a break. A lot of niggas ain't got that fight in them, man. You know what I'm saying? And because they was raised by single mothers. If you was raised by a father, if you had a father in your household that was about something, he would teach you that staying persistent on something and pursuing something for a long period of time, it gets you to the fucking goddamn finish line. When I was younger, my dad used to wake me up every single morning to catch pot flies, to catch grounders. You know what I'm saying? He'd throw the bar at the ground at me, and then he would tell me, don't like catch the ball with the mitt between your legs. He's like, don't bend over and put the mitt between your legs. He was like, kneel down and catch the ball. So that way, it won't go through your legs. So if you even miss it, it'll hit your chest, and then you knock it down, and then you pick it up and you throw it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So my dad used to do that all the time, but he only did that with me for a couple of years, man. You know what I'm saying? Until he moved out of my life, and then I started doing other things like capoeira. I found capoeira at the age of 15. You feel what I'm saying? I found capoeira at the age of 15, bro. Luckily, I got that. Better than that than nothing. Even though it wasn't the best thing to like spend my time with, but it was something. It was better than nothing. I could have went to boxing. You know what I'm saying? But it was better than nothing. Boxing lessons cost money. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I had a mother that wasn't shit, bro. Matter of fact, I had parents that wasn't shit, bro. Because my father didn't stick around until I crossed the finish line. Your father would teach you to compete, man. That's why they always tell motherfuckers, "Oh, you can't have a father in the house." You know, because without a father in a black home, you know, you'll have a son that's like a lot of dudes, like a lot of these dudes right now running around that don't want to compete, that run away from competing. You see what I'm saying? That's what women do. Women run away from competing. You know, dudes get out there and they compete, man. We compete. Matter of fact, I'm competing right now. Just by playing my numbers every single day. That's competing. Because eventually, I'm going to hit. And it's gonna be a wrap. You feel what I'm saying? You're competing when you're going out there trying to become an actor, man. You're competing when you're going out there playing in sports and shit like that. You know, playing basketball, playing football, playing soccer, playing baseball. You're competing against other teams. Competition. Your dad, look, man, my nephew, he still got a father in his life. My nephew's almost grown, man. He's 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he's still playing basketball. Why? Because he has a father sticking by him every single step of the way. You see what I'm saying? You know, you always have a father in the household, bro. Your father will teach you how to compete. And that's what a lot of guys are lacking. That's the reason why you got a bunch of dudes walking around talking about, oh, it's over, and I can't compete against other men. I can't go on. Nah, bro. I don't want to hear all that shit, bro. I don't want to hear all that. A lot of these guys on the Leftover Man channel, they complaining about the situation, and then see the thing is they're gonna get old and alone by themselves. That's what happens to dudes who don't go out there and compete in this world, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's what happens when dudes don't go out there and compete. So some dudes won't make it. My father didn't make it, bro. He didn't make it. He didn't get the bag. He died before he even could be rich. He didn't even get a chance to be rich. He could have lived longer, though, if he would have got that bag. He lived to be 60-something. He could have at least lived another 10, 15 years, man. He didn't even get to be 70, man. I think he was 68 or something like that. He could have lived to be at least 78 or 80. He could have got his 80 years. But he decided to be a bad person and not chase the bag, you know what I'm saying? And he treated people, you know, badly around him. That's why he ended up being old and alone. He couldn't treat people good. He was a terrible person. He was a backstabbing, conniving person, bro. That's why he died alone, man. And he had no interest in getting the bag. He said, fuck it, you can't take it with you when you die anyway. And which he did die, and he didn't take it with him. But he could have at least experienced it when he was alive. I gotta go. You guys have a good day, man. Just want to drop that quick video. Because some guys, they're not going to get the bag. Let's just be honest. Some dudes won't get it. They'll die. They'll go to their grave before they get it. You see what I'm saying? They don't got no fight in them. They've been raised by single mothers. Women won't teach you how to compete, bro. For the most part, they don't. Then you got some mothers that will support their sons and make sure their sons make it to like baseball, football practice. That's only a few of those, though. That, you know, not 90% of women, no. The 90% of women would teach you how to run and tuck your tail between your legs and run away from competing. Get away, run. You know, don't do it. But I gotta go. You guys have a good day. Peace out. Take care and bless. I gotta go. I'm out.